We will now move on to our first keynote speech by Mr. Dr. Chris Hong, Senior Industry Consultant and Director General at MIC. The topic of his speech is the new AI era, Taiwan's AI hardware and software landscape and future outlook. Welcome, Mr. Hong.
Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Chris Hong. I am from Market Intelligence and Consulting Institute, MIC, from III. I am very honored to come here to share with you our insights on AI development here in Taiwan. I would like to thank ECA, TCA, because they have been inviting me here every year to talk about AI. And today they asked me to talk about AI, not tariffs. Well, if you want to know more about the tariffs and other U.S. policies, please ask the experts in the audience. Well, if you look back, when we are looking at the development of AI, people are concerned about overinvestment and overhype. So what we have been looking at is that has AI now ventured into the development phase? So what we are seeing right now is AI has been in applications in so many fields. So before I start, I would like to share with you an example from III. So I have superintendents, two vice CEOs. So one of them is really interested in AI. One day he said to me, "Hey, Chris, did you notice something?" He said, "I actually crafted a research paper, and then I spent so little time doing this research." Well, it's not the point here. The point is he wasn't able to sleep at 3 a.m. and he talked to AI for 3 hours and then he finished the whole paper. So you can see that the application of AI and the advancements of CI have now been observed in our daily lives and in our work. So just like what Mr. Tong said, when it comes to AI, there are three components: algorithms, computing power, and data. So these three components are gradually complete. It's not just about LLMs. Some SLMs and open source, be it LLM, SLM, or open source language models, all of them are advancing the AI applications in so many fields. All of them have their own advantages and features. And with LLM and SLM, open source actually allowed them to spread. So according to our observations, there are some issues and gaps that we need to take stock of. So first of all, let's take a look at the ecosystems in the world and the ecosystem of Taiwan. So if we compare them, the first thing we notice is that in the development of AI applications in Taiwan, we have been worried about creativity. So actually in Taiwan, AI servers are massively produced by Taiwan. However, are they used in Taiwan and deployed in Taiwan? That's the thing we need to think about. So when we are seeing the widespread of AI, we need to know whether or not we have the computing power. And the second thing is, when we are developing these models, we have a lot of language sources in traditional Chinese. And we have a lot of data as well. For example, our medical data and data in other industries and sectors. But they have not been properly used, managed. So how do we make the most of these data? These are the things we need to know, and these are the gaps we need to be aware of. And I know that many of you are in this industry, in the industrial sector. So you know that some of your data are confidential. For example, your factory's data, right? So now the algorithms are basically introduced from overseas. We do have our own algorithms, but we still need to work harder. At the same time, it has come to our attention that startups are also venturing into the AI field. But do these startups receive enough support? When we are investing in training, AI training, do these startups receive the support they need for this? Also, how can we deepen our applications? Just like what Chairman Tong said, in the era of AI advancement and AI revolutions, we must be present. And AI cannot be something that we only hold in Taiwan, but we also need to venture into the international arena. Last but not least, talent. All industrial associations or business associations are able to communicate with the general public. And oftentimes we heard about them talking about talent or the talent in ICT or other sectors. So now when we are using AI, where can we secure these talents? So Triple I has been investigating into this. How can we teach people how to use AI in a short time? So Chairman Tong just said to me, you need to start from yourself. You need to know how to use AI. So I think that maybe this is something we need to work together. So how do we utilize AI and cultivate talent in this field? Now, I believe that maybe in this year's Computex, you might see some of these illustrations. Now, AI is not something you see on the computer. It's not something that you see on the internet. It's actually moving into the physical world. These humanoid robots or robots of other forms actually have seen bundled AI, for example, LLMs or SLMs and control capacities. All of these will create more opportunities in applications, especially business opportunities. So now coming back to the question that people often asked, will AI become a bubble or will there be overhype of AI? Well, of course, as algorithms, computing power, and data continue to advance, AI started to become a major role in our lives. Every day I would say that my daughter is now in a college, and she said, Dad, ChatGPT is my good friend now. So you can guess that she probably used ChatGPT for her papers, reports, and exams. Well, that's her thing. I'm not going to talk about that. But from my point of view, we will see more AI being used in different fields and in the physical world. So I think that Taiwan's supply chain will continue to play a major role in this. It will be in ranging from software, hardware, and semiconductor. Taiwan will have a huge potential to work with international partners. So we talked about Gen AI or generative AI. You are seeing some return on investment of generative AI. So when we look at the hyperscalers, the three hyperscalers are still seeing peaks in their capex, and they are continue to expand their data center investment as well. And the shipment of AI servers are actually increasing as well, as opposed to the general shipment of servers. So you will see that the general servers are around 70 or 60%. In the next 2 to 3 years, the AI servers will continue to grow and the ratio will grow to more than 30%. And this is just the shipment of servers. And you know that the price of AI servers is actually higher than that of general or common servers. So the revenue or the profit coming from AI servers will continue to grow, of course. Now, AI PC shipment ratio. So from last year to this year, you can see that the ratio has now come to 10%, and we expect that it will grow to 15%, or maybe in the future or in the coming years, it will grow to 50%. So I think that you have seen AI continue to grow. Now, in terms of the servers, data center will utilize AI computing powers. Actually, before the meeting, I've seen some colleagues coming to me and they say that they are working on the edge. I would say, of course, you were on the edge in the past, but now you are no longer on the edge. Why? Because, like I said, once these applications entered into the business environment, manufacturing sector or the financial sector or the other sectors, the AI computing capacity will no longer be constrained to cloud. It will continue to venture into other sectors or maybe edge or end devices. So you have seen a lot of procurement of these capacities. So we talked about AI PC and smartphones. They are also seeing a lot of applications as well.
好，那除此之外，哈
，In addition, from a supply chain point of view, Taiwan has a lot of AI servers, AI PC, and edge computing products. We are seeing a big issue. I think that our speakers will talk about this later as well. Well, that's thermal solutions. So how can we save energy and cool or try to use the liquid cooling solutions? So I think that you are seeing a lot of Taiwanese manufacturers venture into this field. I will not talk about this more. So in terms of semiconductor, Taiwan semiconductor vendors are, of course, important roles in this. And we have seen the integrated packaging capacities, for example, CoWoS from TSMC. This capacity continues to push the development of AI computing power. So I'm not going to talk about tariffs here, but we have to know that tariffs will play a role here. So since AI has a supply chain like this, and in face of the growing demand, where we see a division of labor across the world, well, I have to say, we believe that there has to be some division of labor across the world of some sort. No single country can handle all of these on their own, be it the AI chips or AI capacity. So from the point of view of semiconductor industry, just think about the GPU. There's designed from the United States, manufacturing from Taiwan, and maybe memories from South Korea. So all of these, or even the materials and equipment, are sourced from different parts of the world. So we believe that in the face of the diverse semiconductor demands, we will see division of labor across the world. So coming back to COMPUTEX, in the past few years, we have seen that many international companies are coming to Taiwan for COMPUTEX. I believe that this is also true in this year because this because we do believe that international division of labor matters. That is why we are seeing so many international vendors come into COMPUTEX. So we talked about generative AI and how generative AI has helped startups. So you are seeing video-based or coding-based or audio and 3D and other applications. A wide array of startup companies are now venturing into these fields. Now, in Taiwan, we also have some system integrators. They are not absent. For example, in our institute, MIC, we are working with the government to support our startups. We are helping them to adopt AI applications, and some AI startups are using these new applications for their business models. And I think that Taiwan's companies, there's the different fields, like I said, text or data analysis or video and other brands. And now I'm going to give you some examples. This is something that you probably know, and this is from Aether AI. So they use AI models to help them create a smart patient records. And there's also the TechMem robot. So they use the vision capacity to advance the collaborative robots for manufacturing. And there's also Med AI. They are trying to implement their technology in warehousing and productions on the software-defined factories. So these are just some examples because every time I when I deliver the presentation, there will always be some people coming to me and say that, why don't you list us in your presentation? So I have to say, sorry, there's too many of you, all right? So there's also the financial sector applications from Fubon Bank. You are seeing the AI risk accounts alert. So I will not dwell on this. And there's also one of our companies in Taiwan that uses AI to create animations. From all of these examples, you can see that Taiwan no longer focuses on hardware or manufacturing alone. Just like what Chairman Tong said, we are seeing a lot of software operators or system integrators venturing into AI sectors. And I think that there is something that we need to bring to your attention. Now we are seeing AI in the business fields, manufacturing, financial, or medical sectors. Now there's a big questions. How do we treat the highly confidential data? So I've talked to some of the representatives from other countries here. So we talked to some European think tanks, and we have seen in Europe, data governance is key. For vendors in Taiwan, we have a lot of confidential and classified data. How can we effectively use these data? And we have content trained or generated by generative AI. How do we effectively handle them? So in different sectors and different industries, in specific domains, for example, medical domains, there's the vertical integrations. Generative AI will create data governance issues. So I think that this is what MIC and III have been focusing on. So we are now trying to direct people's attention to AI, to the development of AI. So AI is not just about generative AI. You have to create an AI that is trustworthy. So that's what we have been trying to promote here. be it ethical or human-centered or responsible AI. We think that this will be crucial to the development of AI, and this will, of course, be the top priorities. Be it software or hardware vendors, you have to face these issues in the future. Now, in the interest of time, I will have to now conclude my presentation here. So, conclusion. From MIC's point of view, we believe that AI's computing power and applications will drive the growth of the end market of AI and supply chain. So the semiconductor vendors and AI vendors will work together to promote the advancement of AI computing power. So be it algorithms or applications, you have to try to put them into practice. So how can we integrate software, hardware, and create an ecosystem for AI? I think that this will be the top priority in the future. Also, trust will be the key cornerstone for the advancement of AI development. I do believe that Taiwan's industrial supply chain is trustworthy in the global arena, be it delivery or the protection of trade secrets and client data. We can handle them really well. But I think that in the next step, when we are developing our AI, be it our client or our applications, all of these will continue to play a very important role. So in the future, we will continue to work with the vendors in Taiwan. So that concludes my presentation here. Thank you.